So making headway with this thing, just more so giving everything a look over. So you guys can see I got the oil pan off right now. I actually just cleaned it out. I didn't really see anything alarming in there that I should be worried about, so that's pretty promising. But anyways, you guys can kind of see the oil pan layout on this. It has like a square shape to it. But this, like I said in my previous video, this is probably one area where this engine might need some modification. Luckily, I do have a buddy with a CNC machine, and he actually made, if you guys saw my previous video on my YZ, I had a spacer made on the clutch. It bolts between here and the case, but it's actually, it's in the house right now. I'll probably show a little clip of it later, but my buddy actually made that for me for my clutch lockout. So I probably will be hitting him up again, because I think on this engine, because the problem is these covers are actually made out of magnesium, and this stuff is kind of like a pain in the butt to weld to, and even more so because this is an oil pan, and this oil actually leaches inside the material itself. So that adds another factor of like complication with trying to weld this, like if I were to shorten this sump basically. So I think it'll probably just be easier if we use this as a mock-up to basically make a lower profile pan. I want to try to retain as much of this as possible without running into ground clearance issues, but you know, it's just a compromise that I got to make basically, because this engine is kind of tall. This right here, I should be able to trim this back a little bit. This is basically just a pickup tube, so whatever this is shortened to, I would basically just make that adjustment on this pickup tube as well. Because to be honest, this isn't like an all-out build. I mean, I know this engine makes a lot of power, but I'll probably never use it to its potential. This is just more so I guess like a hoon build, I guess you could say. I like to use the example of basically saying just like putting a big block in a small car on the street, you know, just something you could like brat the throttle and crack the tire loose. So I really don't think the sump reduction will probably be too big of a deal, but yeah, either way that's probably happening. So you guys can see I got the GROM somewhat taken apart. I just basically pulled the panels off. I was trying to take measurements of everything. So I'll probably do a little time lapse of me taking the rest of this stuff apart. I'm just trying to get an idea of what the layout of everything will be. Something that would be nice, and this is just more so like preliminary talk, but this tank right here, I think this probably will have to get modified if I do keep it in the stock location. But it would be nice if I could just kind of get rid of this altogether and basically move the battery and the electronics to the front of the bike, and basically use all of this real estate back here to make like a rectangular tank. Because and I would actually even be open to just making the seat permanently attached, because technically this is supposed to be like a storage location, but this is a joke, as you can see. So I would much rather use this as a as a tank relocation spot. And then kind of what I'm thinking right now is if I could have a tank fabricated, and even if the tank does have to somewhat dip into this area right here, because this is where like one of the cylinder heads on the engine will actually be, like somewhere in this vicinity. But what I'm thinking is that I can possibly get a wrecked Ducati tank, basically just to salvage it for the fuel pump. And just to give you an example, I'll show you on this YZ fuel tank that I got right here from my Yamaha. You can kind of see how it has that locking ring right there, and then that beige piece is basically the pump assembly. So since the Ducati tanks are, I believe, aluminum, I would basically just use that tank to cut out the perimeter of this area right here with leaving a little bit of flange sticking out just to have some material to weld to, and that would basically be the sump that would be welded to this fabricated rectangular tank. And actually it's ironic because I was actually planning to possibly put the sump and the fuel pump like right in this like area right here, so it'll basically hang down a little bit. And I really don't think that would be too big of a deal because this bike, I don't know if I mentioned it in my last video, but I do plan on stretching the bike, pretty significant stretch, maybe like 6 inches at the minimum. So I want to say this tire will more than likely, the front of this tire will more than likely be behind this tail light. So quite a stretch, but I do plan on getting the Evil swing arm probably in the next couple of weeks or so, depending on how money is. And yeah, so step one is getting that swing arm. I did kind of want to ride the bike around with the extended swing arm because this will technically be my first time having an extended swing arm bike. But I mean, it's not too big of a deal. And I'll be honest, if I do, let's just say theoretically, if I do get stuck with a smallish gas tank or even something around the stock 1.6 liter, or I'm sorry, stock 1.6 gallon GROM tank, I don't really think it would be too big of a nuisance because this bike it's crazy because this is like the first thing that I'll actually have on pump gas that is like somewhat fast. But I don't think it'll be too big of a deal because I basically won't have like range anxiety or anything because it's just running regular 93 pump gas, and I don't have to look for like any special gas stations or anything. So that's kind of my take on that. Gas tank will definitely be the thing where I have to get like the most creative with fitting. But I was almost actually thinking if there was like some type of way I could incorporate, because these things stick out pretty far off the side of the bike, it'll almost be pretty sweet if these were like auxiliary fuel tanks, because they have some pretty good depth to them. Let me see if I can show you on the back side. But you can kind of see how that's a good amount of, yeah, that's a good amount of real estate right there. So I don't know, maybe I could incorporate that some type of way into the tanks, but it's just more so talking for right now. Yeah, but it'll be pretty fun getting this thing to fit. Like I said, it would help a lot if this tank was somehow I was able to incorporate this into the rear, which I think might be the move for that. But yeah, so let's get to stripping this thing down, and let's just look at it as a bare chassis and see what it looks like. Yeah, so of course you always got one problem child bolt. This one is a little bit of a pain. I gotta throw some vice grips on it to get it loose, but it's pretty straightforward to take all this stuff off. Gotta get this little fuel pump protector, this little shield off, unplug the fuel pump, obviously, get that off of there, and then I will yank this fuel tank off, and just want to get a better look at the frame from the side. So let me do that. All right, so I got the fuel tank off, and this thing is starting to look pretty bare. So I got to pull the ECU off, and this evap canister, coil, and basically the entire engine harness. And like I said, previous video, this is for sale. I want to sell the engine harness, ECU, and engine all as one package for someone. So it'd be a pretty sweet swap in like a go-kart or something. So definitely feel free to hit me up regarding that. But yeah, let's get this knocked out. All right, so you guys can see I made a lot of headway with getting this thing stripped down. Harness is pretty much 90% off. Only thing I got to do is just pop the headlight and then remove a few connectors, and this should be good to go. And then I can start on dropping the engine out. All right, guys, so harness off. Now, before I pull the engine, I just got to pull this exhaust off, so go ahead and do that now. That is a 12 millimeter bolt back here. Hold that off. And then you have a 12 underneath here, right there. Hit that. I gotta do that with the ratchet. All right, so I'm getting this out now. And then obviously you have two 12 millimeters right here, right off the head. Go ahead and crack those loose. I'll be honest, sometimes I like using a electric impact to take some of this stuff apart. But sometimes I also like doing a lot of this stuff by hand, because a lot of this, you could prevent a lot of things just by doing something by feel. All right, so one 14 millimeter bolt right here, just the top mount. Got to hit that one right there, and then there is one, or you know what? Okay, even better. All right, there's one, the lower one, and then the top one right here, and then that one. Initially, I thought that the swing arm, because I know on my YZ, the swing arm bolt actually goes through a boss on the back of the, there's like a bushing on the back of the case, but I guess that's not the case with the GROM. So pop those two off, and then this bad boy should fall out. All right, guys, so that is pretty much a wrap. The GROM motor is officially out, and it is no longer 125 cc. So let me get this on the table, and then I guess do like a little overview. All right, guys, so this is pretty much the finished product. I got everything stripped out. Motor is out. Wiring harness is off. Got all the mechanical controls off, like the throttle and stuff. I'm not using any of that since that motor is drive-by-wire. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This thing is insanely light now. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get some of this stuff sold. I just listed the motor for you guys that are interested. Once again, I would like to sell this stuff as a complete package. 950 mile motor. You get the instrument cluster so it can match the mileage on the motor, the ignition coil, and then you get the entire harness. And then if you guys are interested too, this stuff is also for sale. Everything is in mint condition. I even have a few extra sprockets to go along with this stuff, because I literally just put a 13 tooth sprocket on here, which dramatically changed the the torque on the bike. But yeah, motor's really clean. And like I said, if you guys are interested, hit me up. Trying to sell everything so I could fund some of the new parts that I want to switch to. So hopefully I'll pick up that swing arm maybe later this week and get that stuff swapped out, and should be able to start grinding on this. So definitely stay on the lookout. I will be updating on TikTok, Instagram. Both of those are in my bio. Same name on everything pretty much. So, but yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And yeah, until next time.